Right now at 5, the man who allegedly killed his wife in La Crosse appears in court.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozłowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A La Crosse man is in custody after his wife was found dead on Monday. 39-year-old Zachary Fritz is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. Fritz's wife was found dead Monday in the town of Shelby with bite marks on her face and stab wounds. Fritz claims she killed herself. This isn't Fritz's first domestic incident. Court records show he was found not guilty by reason of mental defect for a 2009 domestic abuse incident. He was institutionalized for 2 years and granted a conditional release plan in April of 2011. Fritz was discharged from that program in 2015 for good behavior. In La Crosse County Court today, a judge ordered a $1 million cash bond.
Eau Claire police are searching for a man wanted for a shooting in Madison. Jerome Jacobs is wanted for allegedly shooting 2 people in Madison on Sunday. Eau Claire police saw Jacobs earlier today near Randall Park, and the department issued a shelter-in-place warning for the area. But after thorough searches failed to locate Jacobs, ECPD lifted the shelter-in-place. Police are asking the public to remain vigilant at this time and to contact them with any information on Jacobs' whereabouts.
Yeah, we had that band of showers come through around the noon to early afternoon. Then skies have cleared out, so temperatures have actually climbed back up to the upper 70s, near 80. So really not a bad late afternoon, early evening. And for the most part, that should continue. A little bit of concern here for a storm or two, but I think most areas will stay dry. 67 at 10 p.m. for Eau Claire. La Crosse, similar. We have a few clouds out there, maybe a shower, but that's a really isolated chance we're going to see that. Upper 60s, light wind, so in all not bad. Really, the main activity is pushed east, but we are seeing a little bit of cloud cover developing. There's a front that's just west of Red Wing, so there's a line that extends upwards to west of Ladysmith where you see a few showers there. So that's system number 1. The one we're tracking for tomorrow is system number 2, and that's far out to the west, but that has a bigger punch to it, and that could be some severe weather. We'll get into that in a little bit later. But otherwise for this evening, you see just a few little showers or storms developing, very isolated, probably further north and east of the area. By the time we get to 10 p.m., it'll just clear out, and overnight temperatures will drop back into the 50s, maybe a few low clouds developing out to the east, but all that activity well to the west won't be until tomorrow. So we do have the alert day for the severe potential. That is for around 3 to 11 p.m. I'll kind of break that down a bit later in the forecast, the threats, and when that actually might end.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Thousands of people in Minnesota honored a fallen officer today. Friends and family gathered in Minneapolis for a public memorial service to remember Jamal Mitchell. He was killed in the line of duty last month. The 36-year-old officer was shot while providing medical aid to his killer, who had been shot by someone else. Another officer killed the shooter, identified as Mustafa Mohammed. The gunfire killed 2 people in a nearby apartment. The Minneapolis mayor remembered Mitchell as the epitome of a public servant and a courageous officer.
A dairy farm in the Sparta area has been fined more than $200,000 for violating state wastewater laws. According to the state DOJ, the owners of Milsna Dairy Supply in the town of Leon allowed their wastewater discharge permit to expire in 2015 and didn't reapply for years. The farm also allegedly built a sand separation system without the required approval of the DNR. Now, the state alleges that the farm's lack of runoff control impacted water quality between 2015 and 2020. A Monroe County judge ordered the farm to pay around $210,000 last month.
Well, more people are traveling to the Badger State. Last year, Wisconsin tourism hit a record high of $25 billion in spending. That's according to a news release from Governor Tony Evers and Tourism Secretary Ann Sayers, who credited the state's water parks, hiking trails, and dairy products for drawing visitors. They said 113 million people visited Wisconsin in 2023, which supported over 175,000 jobs and generated over $1.5 billion in tax revenue. 2023's numbers topped the previous record set in 2022 by over $1.3 billion. Pretty nice.
Well, the Wisconsin State Baseball Tournament is underway, and we've got a couple of teams representing Western Wisconsin. The Oliva-Strum Cardinals in action earlier this afternoon, and they put together quite the comeback to win their first ever game at the state tournament. Our own sports director Rob Schiff is at Fox City Stadium, and he'll be live with those highlights coming up at 6. Then Aquinas playing this evening, and then Logan tomorrow morning.
Well, back in the Coulee region, nonprofit Grow is planting the seeds for its 4th summer of open gardens. For the rest of the summer, Grow will host weekly open gardens at its partner school gardens. It's a chance to explore the gardens and connect with nature, aligning with Grow's mission of engaging youth with healthy food and the outdoors through hands-on experiences. The events are free and open to all. One Grow educator says she always looks forward to seeing kids get excited to learn about the gardens.
It's really fun. I get even more excited sometimes because just seeing their faces and how happy they get when they're out here kind of just puts a smile on my face and kind of reaffirms why I'm out here and why I'm doing this and why I do lessons with them.
Today's open garden at Spence Elementary included a lesson on making pico de gallo. Find the full schedule on our website, news8000.com.
Well, Western Technical College is helping middle schoolers explore different healthcare careers. The annual Healthcare Hullabaloo lets 7th to 9th graders get some hands-on experience through different activities. So students today learned about things like physical therapy, anatomy, and nuclear medicine. A specialist at the event is expressing the importance of students exploring career options as early as possible.
It's really important for students to kind of have an idea of the pathway that they want to go towards, have it be when they're in high school or post-high school graduation. So for them to kind of get an idea of what they're interested in right now certainly helps set them up for when they enter into high school, which then leads towards them eventually earning some type of degree.
Around 30 students attended the program in La Crosse, but there were also 3 other locations in Tomah, Viroqua, and Independence. Students in those locations also had the chance to explore first responder careers.
Hunter Biden found guilty on all counts in his federal gun trial.
What's next for the president's son after the break?
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
Here's to the Farm and Fleet dads, the ones who work hard and get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love, like these men's work and sport shorts, $19.99. 1-pound bags of Blaine's brand trail and snack mixes, 2 for $7. Get $40 instant savings on this DeWalt line trimmer and save 10% on WeatherGuard truck boxes. Rewards members save 15%.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Looking for laminate or wood flooring? Why choose Carpets to Go? At Wisconsin's premier flooring sales, Carpets to Go has the best in selection and name brands. Forget what you thought about laminate. Today's laminate is better, stronger, and more stylish than ever. Wood flooring brings an elegance to any room, and there's a wood type and stain for every room. With free estimates and design, financing, and installation available, there's no better choice than Carpets to Go at their convenient location in Onalaska.
Asher Lassen Exteriors is committed to craftsmanship, innovation, and outstanding customer service as Western Wisconsin's trusted gutter and gutter helmet experts. Our highly trained certified technicians can install gutter helmet onto new or existing gutters. Gutter helmet blends in beautifully with your home, can withstand the heaviest of rainfalls, and is backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. Join us for our summer showroom sale Thursday, June 13th at either showroom in Eau Claire or Onalaska. Enjoy summer savings with up to 25% off your entire purchase at Asher Lassen Exteriors.
Contact North Central Paving to make your life smoother.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks.
Hunter Biden has been found guilty on all counts in his federal gun trial.
The charges stemmed from accusations that he illegally purchased and possessed a gun while he was addicted to crack cocaine. Special counsel David Weiss brought the charges against the president's son after a proposed plea deal fell apart last year. The jury of 6 men and 6 women found Hunter Biden guilty of 3 felony charges, including falsifying statements to purchase a firearm in 2018 and possessing the weapon while being a drug user or addict. Throughout the trial, the defense argued their client was not using at the time of the purchase and did not knowingly violate the law. The case marks the first time the child of a sitting U.S. president has ever been convicted of a crime and could face prison time.
I think that the sentence here is not going to be unduly severe. This is really effectively a first-time offender. The likeliest outcome would be a sentence of incarceration, but for a fairly limited period. You know, we'd be talking a year or 2, not 5 or 6.
In a statement, President Biden said he loves his son and will accept the outcome of the case and judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal. Hunter Biden said in his own statement that he's disappointed by the outcome but grateful for the love and support of his family and friends.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with world leaders today as he continues to build support for the current proposal for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas that halts the fighting in Gaza and secures the release of the hostages.
Michael George has the latest from New York.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken at a conference in Jordan Tuesday announced more than $400 million in additional humanitarian assistance to Palestinians and called on Israel to help make sure the aid gets to those who need it most.
Israel has taken some important steps to open more crossings to address obstacles to the delivery of assistance, but it can and must do more.
Blinken also said Israel needs to take further steps to reduce civilian casualties. Earlier in the day in Israel, Blinken met with families of hostages who are still being held in Gaza.
We're working every minute to bring everyone home.
Blinken is in the region, pushing the proposal that President Biden put forward to end the 8 months of fighting and secure the hostages' release.
Please raise their hand.
On Monday, the UN Security Council approved a resolution endorsing the phased plan. Hamas communicated a positive response to the proposal late Tuesday. A source with knowledge of the talks tells CBS News negotiations will continue to see if an agreement can be reached.
It is on Hamas to move forward with this proposal or not.
Displaced Palestinians in Gaza welcomed the UN resolution with caution, hoping it would be implemented immediately to end their suffering. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
An Israeli government official said Tuesday the plan endorsed by the UN would allow Israel to achieve its objectives for the war to end, destroying Hamas's military and governing capabilities, freeing all the hostages, and ensuring Gaza doesn't pose a threat to Israel in the future.
President Biden is touting his administration's actions to curb gun violence in America.
Speaking at Everytown's Gun Sense University, President Biden says murder is down this year and violent crime decreased overall by 15% following major reductions in 2023.
He credited the bipartisan Safer Communities Act for investment in prevention programs to reduce community and domestic violence, cracking down on gun traffickers and providing funding for safer schools. He also says there's more to be done, again calling for a ban on assault weapons.
Think about it. They're weapons of war. And by the way, it's time we establish universal background checks. And by the way, and require the safe storage of firearms.
The president thanked the crowd for prioritizing gun safety, saying many Americans want to see common sense reforms.
Well, school's out, so the hunt for student summer jobs has begun.
Which industries are looking to hire summer workers?
And although we might see a few storms this evening, attention turns to tomorrow afternoon and evening where we do have a couple rounds of severe storms possible. I'll time it out and show you what the threats are. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I am your father.
At Allen Dental, we have hope for excessive snoring and disrupted sleep. Come to us for myofunctional therapy and oral sleep appliance.
From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear-gassing citizens and staging a photo op. We knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped, desperately trying to hold on to power. Now he's running again, this time threatening to be a dictator, to terminate the Constitution.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Trump wants revenge, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the La Crosse area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards and give Dad the gift of power this Father's Day. The Masterforce drill and impact driver have a brushless motor to deliver on power. They also come in a lightweight, compact design, making them perfect for when working in overhead or tight spaces. Save on Masterforce power tools this Father's Day. Pick up these ultra-compact 20-volt tools. Now just $88.99 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you ready to build your future? Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor is hiring and wants you to apply. Starting wage for laborers up to $18 per hour with a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience but a great attitude? Then apply today. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
ADHD, ADD, mouth breathing, and bedwetting are signs your child may have a myofunctional disorder. If left untreated, it may cause other health problems. There is help with myofunctional therapy at Allen Dental. Contact Allen Dental today to schedule your evaluation.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Scooping ice cream or mowing lawns. Summer jobs are a good way for students to make a little cash and build some skill sets.
More than 2 million high school and college students are expected to work summer jobs or internships this year. Industries hiring for those right now include leisure and hospitality, retailers, camp counselors, lifeguards, and of course, babysitters.
Those last three categories are especially in demand in popular summer communities.
There are some industries that are very difficult to break into, and an internship can be an entry card. But gang, listen, we know how much student debt is a burden, and we know how much kids are really trying to help themselves get a foot forward. So I think paid jobs can really help that.
Summer employment is also a great way for teens and college students to build skills and determine what kind of workplace environment appeals to them.
They can also challenge themselves to multitask and navigate those customer service interactions and bosses.
Oh, for sure.
Takes me back to my first summer job. What was yours before?
I was trimming metal hose at my dad's company.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah.
That's not a traditional
Not one that you would expect to.
No.
How about you?
I was a camp counselor in college because, or in high school because I failed the lifeguard test, the brick test.
Okay.
I was drowning.
Okay.
It was too heavy for my stomach. It was really tiny, and I just didn't have the lug muscles, and I didn't try again. But that's not me today, guys.
That's neither here nor
I
there.
will not quit.
No, and you've had a busy day. We'll get into that later today. But cloud cover throughout the day today. Greg, what's in store for tonight and tomorrow?
Well, we don't have much in the store for tonight, maybe a storm or two, clearing skies, but we do have the alert day for tomorrow. It's between about 3 to 11 p.m., and we'll kind of fine-tune that as we get closer, but that the main threat, large hail, damaging winds. The tornado threat, flash flooding threat is there, but it's probably lower than these two. All areas, but mainly, as you'll show, south of I-94. We still got the flood warning out, only for Wabasha until Friday. It's slowly falling now bound to 12.33, and eventually when it gets to 12, below 12, then it'll be an action stage. Flood warning will be done. Maybe a storm this morning, very isolated, the chance. Warmer, we're going to get back into the 80s, mid 80s, maybe even upper 80s tomorrow potentially before the storms do arrive. It's somewhere after 2 and then some severe, and that 2 p.m. then it goes all the way to maybe about midnight when we start seeing activity decrease. That's the system we're watching right now that's coming through. The one that's out to the west doesn't look like much right now, but we'll see more development as that goes throughout the night and then as it approaches tomorrow. But that's where it's coming from with the jet basically west to east. Overall, as we go tonight, there's a few possible showers or storms for about 9 p.m. Overall, I don't expect many areas to suddenly see it, probably dry conditions. Overnight temperatures will fall back in the 50s. The winds will turn around to the south more. And as we get into maybe around afternoon, we'll start seeing some of the overnight activity that approaches Minneapolis. We could see some of the showers get close to Eau Claire just after noon. This won't be severe yet. More of the activity further south, and then watch as the thunderstorms develop more. We could have a couple lines developing that surge south at 3 p.m., one maybe to the south too. This all depends on how this overnight activity kind of develops and then sustains itself. Then by 4 to 5, we'll start seeing it push further south. So that's why it becomes more of a wind threat as it begins to pull really further south. And then as we get towards the evening commute, it looks generally right now I-90 south, but this could change. So can't rule out Eau Claire getting thunderstorms, but right now it seems that's the trend. This will push in southwest Wisconsin after 6, but then the main cold front, which is still back to the west, may develop more showers and thunderstorms if the atmosphere can destabilize again to create a line coming through later in the night. And we'll see if that becomes severe or not. Big question on that. Once we get past about midnight, everything pushes off to the east, and I think activity will decrease. It'll be fairly quiet. Thursday, maybe a shower early as the main front kind of comes through, but most areas should be drier, a little cooler on Thursday with that wind turning around to the north behind the front. That'll swing south, and the severe threat will remain that direction. So that's what we're looking at for the severe stuff going on. Right now, it's a slight risk, which means we'll have a little bit more intensity than that marginal thing. And as I mentioned, I think initially could be larger hail, but as it begins to kind of consolidate into several lines, it becomes more of a wind threat as it begins to push southeastward, damaging winds. So we can't rule out flooding either or a tornado, but I think the two main threats are going to be large hail initially and then going into a damaging wind. So we'll keep an eye on that, but generally that's the time frame that we're looking for from about 2 to about 11 p.m. for the severe thunderstorm potential. But for tonight, should be quiet, a storm in the evening, temperatures getting back down into the 50s. Tomorrow, dry, quiet until probably noon for most areas, even afternoon. Eventually that line will come through after 2, probably more 3 to 4 as you go further south. Could be severe. Temperatures, though, in the mid-80s for most areas, so quite warmer than we've had today. Once we get past Thursday, Friday looks absolutely fantastic with just 81 degrees and less humidity. This weekend, there's a lot of question marks going on, especially Saturday night into Sunday regarding thunderstorm potential, severe potential. The big common theme is once we get past Sunday, warm, humid air mass, which means daily thunderstorm chances. Temperatures upper 80s, maybe even 90.
Goodness.
More summertime type pattern we're going to get into.
All right. Thanks for the update, Greg.
When we come back, a stranded kite surfer calls for help with a creative plan.
How a helicopter was able to spot the surfer.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Don't believe Tammy Baldwin's TV ads. Believe her record. Baldwin voted against $800 million for narcotic detection at our border. She voted against more Border Patrol agents, against tougher sentences for drug traffickers here illegally. No wonder overdose deaths have skyrocketed on Baldwin's watch, with cartel activity right here in Wisconsin. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Life happens. When people hit bumps in the road, Family and Children's Center is here to help. FCC offers mental health support with 20 different programs, support for hurts, heartaches, and hardships. Because life happens, contact FCC Outpatient Therapy at fcconline.org.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch supports can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, when you're stranded on the beach, you use whatever resources you can.
And that's exactly what one California kite surfer did over the weekend. He had to use some rocks to spell out help on the sand.
The man was stranded on a remote beach south of Davenport, landing in Santa Cruz County. First responders say he got stuck when the tide started coming in. A private helicopter spotted the message and contacted authorities.
It is not yet known how long he was stranded on that beach. Medics did say the surfer did not need any medical attention, but you certainly would not expect to be needing that kind of rescue effort going kite surfing.
Right.
Not something you're definitely preparing for out there.
No, I mean, at least he didn't land in the middle of the ocean and then got stranded in the water and couldn't spell out anything.
Very true, yeah, and how fortuitous to have a private helicopter
Right.
just happening to come by.
Yeah, luck was on his side
Took
for
advantage.
sure. Okay. All right, we'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is going on now. Don't miss these furniture hot buys, now only $7.99. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase in-store only. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Hey, bowling fans, ground-pounding horsepower returns to Recreation Park June 20th, 21st, and 22nd for the 49th Annual Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals. Toma welcomes the National Tractor Pullers Association for 3 days of action-packed pulling on 2 tracks for 5 sessions of high-horsepower Grand National truck and tractor pulling. Tickets and more information available at TomaTractorPull.com. Again, go to TomaTractorPull.com for all the information you need. June 20th through 22nd, it's the Budweiser Dairyland Super Nationals, Recreation Park, Toma, Wisconsin. Be there.
It just keeps getting worse.
These are telltale signs that water is shifting your foundation. But it's okay. We got it.
Oh, this is done growing in this house.
Okay.
Cracking drywall is just one sign your foundation is compromised, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
Windows are a lot like car tires. They all look the same, but they definitely don't all perform the same.
Take our StarMark composite window, available exclusively at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
This window is 12 times stronger than vinyl, 2,000% more airtight, and 40% more energy efficient. All at a price less than what many companies charge for vinyl windows. Don't settle on your new windows. Insist on the best windows you can buy.
Receive a free cordless honeycomb shade or take $150 off each window you purchase.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
All right, tonight maybe a storm early, I think maybe towards Ladysmith. Otherwise, fairly quiet overnight, getting back in the 50s, so not that bad of an evening and overnight. Things change by tomorrow afternoon. We have the alert day for strong to severe thunderstorms coming through. Quiet Thursday, fantastic Friday, and a lot of questions that go to the weekend.
So many questions.
Yes.
So many. Well, we'll get the answers soon. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 6.